Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Life is Better with Music with Gavin and Mitchell. DCI has begun.
DCI has indeed begun.
Finally. I know last week we did discuss skipping this next week. We will be. He's going to be in Hawaii. So we just couldn't figure out anything that would work for us both. So we're going to skip that next week. But then the following episode, which would be on the 19th, will
Something
just
like,
be
yeah.
a lot longer because we'll have a lot more stuff to cover. So we'll have about 2 weeks of drum corps to cover. So, Mitchell, before we look at any scores and clips, I want me and you to say a order of top 12,
Okay.
not flip flop. Like, who do you
No.
think will be this position? So I'll go first. Starting on the bottom, 12. I think, and I'm gonna give a reasoning, and you can give a reasoning as well.
Yes.
So I think in 12th place, I think will be the Colts. I think Colts will slip in there. Um, they made it last year, and kicked, and them and Troopers made it last year, and they kicked Crossman and Blue Knights out. But now that we have an extra position this year with Vanguard not being in, I feel like Colts are going to slide into 12th, leading into my 11th pick, which would be Blue Knights. And the reason why I think Blue Knights will be above them, I just think that Blue Knights is coming back for a vengeance. I feel like they kind of feel humiliated, honestly. Like, I don't mean to say it that way, but it's kind of like we got kicked out of finals.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't expect that to happen. Like, it's
No.
so. I think them and Crossman are going to be coming for like blood, kind of. You know what I mean?
No.
Just
Yeah.
vengeance.
When people look at Blue Knights, when people go to audition Blue Knights, they audition for a lower finalist core.
Yeah,
And a
but they
lot of
don't
times
expect
on the
it to
West
not
Coast,
make
right?
finals. Usually
A
they're
lot of
safe
people
at
on
that
the
like
West Coast,
eight,
you go
nine,
from,
10 spot. You know what I mean?
a lot of people from like Troopers. So they do like Troopers their first year, and then they go Blue Knights, and after they've done a
Hmm.
couple years of Blue Knights, if they have chance, they could say, you know what, screw it, let's go either Vanguard or Devils for the West Coast, kind of.
Yeah.
And a lot of people um do it like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And but now Troopers had a hell of a season last year,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
and that's what that their audition pool this year I can imagine was
better.
tremendously better than normal.
Yes.
So so and this I'm also going to preface this. So again, I say Colts in 12th, Blue Knights in 11th. I'm going to throw my 13th in there. Just I'm going to say first out Crossman. I think Crossman's going to be first out. And then I think like Music City and Splanta are going to be kind of behind them somewhere. I don't know exactly.
Don't
I
forget
haven't
about the
really,
Academy. Yeah.
yeah, in an academy. Like I haven't really thought that far back. I've just thought about top 13. Um, so leading on, so from 11th with Blue Knights, I think Trouble Troopers will be 10th. I think they're gonna
Yeah.
lock a spot in at 10th.
Yep.
I think they have a lot going for them this year. I like last year's show better,
I did too.
personally. I
Hmm.
still think this year's show, though, is very well put together. And this is just based off of the performances I've seen so far. We've had everyone basically perform at least once, so we can
I
actually.
watched them perform in person actually at
Yeah,
Muncie.
you did. Yeah, and we'll get. I want to see your thoughts on Muncie when we look at the scores for Muncie because I
Yeah.
forgot you did go to Muncie. So Troopers got it going for him. So that's kind of where I lock him in at 10. So now my ninth spot, and I set my ninth. It's a choice between two of them. Um, and honestly, I think I'm gonna put Blue Stars. I think Blue Stars are gonna sink back to ninth. And this is my reasoning. Last year's show, like the uniforms, but everything put together, it wasn't a show for me. Liked
No.
it overall. It's definitely a Blue Stars type of show. And now leading into this year, their uniforms are very and we'll talk uniforms a lot more as we go, but the uniforms off put me. I think the drill for Blue Stars is not really Kevin Ford. He's my high school director. It just
No,
doesn't
it's
seem like
not.
Kevin Ford drill. You know
No,
what? Where's all the box rotations at? Where like
right.
where's all the Kevin Ford magic to it? Not saying like it's not good drill. I think it's overall good drill. It just doesn't seem like the normal Blue Stars drill we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Um, I think maybe Mr. Ford with the design team kind of took a different direction, and I don't know if that's gonna work for them. That's why I'm putting them down at ninth. Not because of a drill thing. I just think overall the show, it's like absentia or something like that. That's what it's
In
called.
absentia or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
I'm. I need to see it in person more. That's why I'm saying 9-8, but I'm gonna say 9. Moving on to eighth, I think um Mandy's are gonna take eighth. I think Mandy's are gonna kind of push a little bit farther ahead than Blue Stars. I don't know how big of a margin. I Mitchell and I were talking about this probably about half an hour ago, and I said we were talking about their uniforms. The uniforms, there's something to me that I don't like about them, but I
It
can't
seems like
quite
it.
put
I
my
don't want to
foot
say
on
a
it.
rip-off Session 44.
That's yeah, it's like a red version of Session 44 mixed with honestly, those kind of look like indoor uniforms.
I
Kind of
just
like an indoor drum line.
That's a theme that we're going to be experiencing this year, and I with some groups,
Yes.
and I don't
Yes.
like
And
it.
cadets are in that same realm that I'll get to in just a minute. But
Yeah,
Mandy's, I think their show rep is gonna be better than Blue Stars, but I think their shows are gonna be pretty close.
yes,
I just think Mandy's will have a little bit of an edge on Blue Stars just because of um the overall show put together.
for sure.
So now that was eighth, right? Yeah, so
Yeah,
eighth leading into seventh. Mitchell's gonna cry. I'm putting cadets in seventh. And the reasoning why is because the uniforms look like they are rehearsing and flow marching was coming to record their rehearsal. Every corps has their Boston Crusaders Waldo shirt or show shirt, and then like their black shorts. That like if someone's recording that rehearsal for like the public, they're usually all in uniform. That's kind of how I'm viewing cadets uniform. It's just like a glorified um rehearsal outfit. Like it looks like their warm up. Like they would wear that in warm up. You know what I'm it's I think they sound great. The visual book needs some tweaking. We talked about him and I talked about that visual like drill wise. Um and it's mainly just the drill and the uniform that really throws it off for me. The visual package. The music, I got no problem with the music. They
no,
sound
I
great.
like it.
It's
No,
cadets. They
they sound
sound awesome.
fantastic. Yeah, they
And
sound fantastic, dude.
like from seventh, I can see them overtaking some people that are above them in music, but I don't think as a package it carries the top six personally. I
I
don't see
think
it happening.
that I think that visually, in terms of marching technique, it's fine.
Yeah, the visual technique, but it's the drill, it's not the performer's
It's the
fault.
drill that
It's the
gets me.
design.
I don't like the design of the show,
And that's
and
what I said to you when it
it's
first
weird.
came out. I said
Yeah,
I like Cavi's show a lot better. And we're gonna dive into Cadet's show more in just a minute.
yeah,
Like
we're gonna
after we
talk
get
about that. Yeah,
like I just want to like kind of keep it rolling, and we'll kind of
yeah.
dive into that show because there's a couple shows we need to like discuss. Um, but leading off from my points on Cadets from seventh, I'll put Cabbies in sixth, just because I think Cabby's show is a little more put together than Cadets. I know the little Shaco thing.
Okay, well, here's what I'll say about that. In person, it's not as bad. I'll say
That's
it.
good.
In person, it's not as bad. And I really, when we're talking about these uniforms, this is legally off the books because as a cadet alumni, I'm not allowed to like the Cavaliers.
No one hears this.
But off the books, I really like their uniforms.
I do too.
It's a modern take on the Green Machines, and
It's a lot
that
better
is,
than last year's.
oh,
That's another reason why I'm really excited to
There's
see their
another
show in
chord that I
person.
could say that I wish I could say a lot. I wish I could say that specific sentence about, but I will not say it.
Well, again, I think Cavies overall, and I said this to Mitchell when the show reveals were coming out. I'm like, I already like Cavies show better, and I haven't even like heard it, watched it, just because of the
Well,
show
Seder wrote a good
reveal, the
book.
show design, the
Yeah.
logo. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's a Cavies show. I like it. That's. And then I looked
Musically,
at Cadets.
musically, it's a cadet show. Visually, mm-mm. It, I have an issue with the show, and I can talk
Hmm.
about that later. Just keep going.
Yeah. So again, I think we'll have sixth in sorry. We'll have sixth place will be Cavaliers for me.
Okay.
In fifth, I am throwing the Freedom Regiment just
Yep.
because they came out smacking me in the face this season. They've been on an uprising growth as well recently, and I think we're starting to see some of that old Phantom that a lot of people want to see. Like
Yes.
you just got
Yep.
to think
I'm
about
a
it. Just a
fan.
couple years ago, Phantom to
They were
now.
Phantom was barely in finals over
I
Splanta,
know, I know,
like
but
by the skin of
now
their teeth.
I think they're gonna make top five. And again, this is just guessing. We're gonna have some different opinions here. And at the end of the season, after finals, we're gonna pull this video back up and kind of see how different we were. Yeah,
Yes.
place a $50 bet who is the closest. um no, but like I think Phantom, great uniforms. They've been doing really great uniforms recently. Love the technique. They
Yes.
sound amazing. I think the show works well for them.
It's different, but it
It's it's
works.
it's different, but I think it
I
works
heard some
exactly.
people say that specifically for drumline, the drumline sounds different, not
Hmm.
poorly, like not a terms of quality, but it just sounds different, and I like it. Like I don't
Yeah,
I
they must
Phantom is
have
gonna be
tweaked
one of my.
something.
I will get a Phantom shirt this year. I will get a Phantom shirt.
I will
Um,
probably get a Phantom shirt too. That would be the first Phantom shirt I've gotten.
I haven't had a Phantom shirt. Yeah,
So
I
I
like
mean
Phantom. I
I
like
think
Phantom a lot
Phantom's
this year. I'm a Phantom fan this year. I
mhm,
love what they're doing. My
yeah.
one thing is the capes, but
I
when
like the capes personally,
I
but
mean,
that's just a
yeah,
personal.
I don't usually like capes, but um, and I see they're doing a little bit of bent leg, but they have to because of the cape.
Yeah, and that's fine. I
No,
can,
that's
I
fine.
can look past that. And I
As
think
long
they're
as
going to
it's
be,
not, yeah,
and this is where I'm drawing the line is like, fifth Phantom, sixth Cavies to seventh Cadets and eighth Mandarins, right? Is that what I said?
I think so, yeah.
There's a fine line between
Or
top
wait,
six
is
and
it Blue
bottom.
Stars? It was Blue Stars.
No, I had Bandies above Blue
Oh,
Stars.
okay,
Blue
gotcha.
Stars is ninth.
Yep,
Mandy's
yep,
is eighth. So yeah, those for between those four shows, the difference between top six and bottom six for me is overall show presentation, overall uniform design, sound quality, performance quality, and I just think that Phantom and Cavies
right.
have a more well put show than um Cadets specifically, and I just don't think Mandarins is to the level of a top six group, not
Yeah,
yet. In a
no.
couple years, I can see them making it, but that's kind of where I stand on that. But moving into my fourth place, and I know Mitchell's gonna scream at me, but we have differing opinions. My fourth place is Carolina Crown, and the reason why is I've watched them, I've heard them, I was really excited for the show, and Mitchell and I were talking about like, ooh, like it's kind of like Inferno. One of my hands down favorite DCI show is 2015 Carolina Crown Inferno. I love that show to death, and it kind of gave me those vibes when I first saw it was released. And watching it, I'm like, okay, their visual technique is really strong.
Right.
Their music or like they're like brass strong. It's Carolina Crown. Can't
Yeah,
go wrong with Carolina Crown brass.
no.
But personally, the visual proficiency of like the props, I feel like there's stuff missing that should be there. And again, I don't know if they have everything in. I don't know if that's what we're getting or if there's more. So it could change my mind in the
I'm
future.
sure they're gonna add some stuff.
Exact. I think that blank table in the front, I get it, but it just seems empty, and I can't see anything changing until they break it apart. And here's my another thing. I think the music book, personally, is kind of boring, and that's saying something for Carolina Crown. For me, I don't know if it's just I'm comparing it to Inferno too much,
I think
or if
that
it's
might be that
just.
because
But I've
I
also been
I don't
hearing a lot of other people say the same thing. That's the thing. Other people I've talked to personally, a lot of people are saying it as a package, people don't think it works. And that's kind of where I'm sitting. I think
right.
and I kind of said this to Mitchell earlier, I'm not dogging Carolina Crown. I love
No.
Carolina Crown. If I, you know, if I didn't march Boston, they'd be one of the cores I'd want to march.
Yeah.
Carolina Crown's awesome. A lot of my top 10 shows are Carolina Crown shows. Beast is obviously in there. Relentless is in there. Inferno's obviously in there.
E
But
equals
here's
MC
my
squared.
thing. Yeah. It's probably like my top 12. E equals MC squared. I got some Santa Clara Vanguard and Blue Coats Boston stuff in there too, some Devils. But moving on. Um so personally, it doesn't seem finished. I know the crown set's not in there yet. They're gonna add it probably.
Yeah,
I
I was gonna say
guarantee you they
the
will.
crown set's not
That
in.
will probably boost it up for me. The uniforms I love. I love the uniforms. No problem with the uniforms. The brass playing, the visual technique, no problem. It's just the design for me. I feel like it's not finished, which is why I'm placing it at fourth. But there's also other reasons I'm placing it at fourth, and I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. That's why I'm placing it at fourth. And I know, Mitchell, you can say your comments about it when you do your top 12, because they're probably going to be first for you. So,
Uh,
um,
I'm in a mental battle with that right now.
moving on, and I know like you have to slightly agree with me on some of that stuff for Crown. There are some things that seem unfinished.
Yeah,
There's not a period or exclamation mark at the end of that sentence.
I think you're nailing them for stuff a little too hard though, because let's keep in mind it's early season
It's
and
early season, but a lot of other cores have their show basically done,
you're
and
right.
that's where I'm drawing the line. It's Carolina
You're
Crown.
right. Yeah.
They should be coming out smack in the face saying, "Hey, we got fourth last year, third place. We're kind of robbed of that, and didn't get the third place title, though they technically should have.
I'm just really worried that Crown is gonna peak and just
Peak
not.
too early. That's kind of where I'm thinking too. I think the show will start peaking, but it will peak too early for finals.
Like I said, I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with the show.
And
I'm
I'm not
just so
again.
terrified they're gonna
You know
peak.
how I am with Carolina Crown. The only show recently I didn't really like was Beneath the Surface.
I didn't like Right Here, Right Now.
I like last year's. Last year's was fine. But
I didn't
moving
like it.
on, my third place, my bronze medalist, I'm gonna throw Blue Coats on there. And I know he's like, oh my gosh, the uniforms look like Arizona tea. Like, oh, I get it. I've seen the memes. I get it. There's no keytar. I get it.
No,
My,
boo.
but here's my thing about the Blue Coat show. My wife and I, we really liked it. I think it's a lot better than last year's.
Well, that's a very low bar for me.
And the only thing from last year that, I like last year's show. The keytar really brought it together for me,
Yep.
but it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my top 4 last year, my top
Oh
5.
God,
I would
no.
have taken Vanguard show over it personally. But
I would
here's
actually
what
have
I'm
to think
saying.
about it.
I think the show, obviously, they're staying to the hippie trend. It's been working for them. They're going to try it again. I don't think it's going to work for them. I think they think it's going to bring them the top 2 like it did last year or top
It's
1.
not. It's
But
not.
I think it's maybe just going to I think it's going to drop back to third. Maybe even fourth if Crown, changes some things. That's kind of where I'm drawing the line. But I'm saying third for right now.
I hope
Again, it
Crown
may
just
change to this season.
mops them.
But here's the thing. My only ick about the show, I thought they marched great. I kind of like the uniforms. It's different. We haven't really like seen it.
There's a reason
It's
we
better
haven't
than
seen it.
last year's pajamas and the multicolored pants and all that. It's better than
Yeah,
that,
but
personally. But hey, save your judgment.
I'm
Um,
going to.
but here's my thing. My only ick is I feel like they're doing great visually. I think the show works for them. I think the Garden of Love overall, like the design, like everything put together visually. I like colorful stuff, so it works for me. But here's my final thought. Brass wise, they sound amazing, but there's no lows in comparison. I think the whole show is too loud.
Forte, forte, and
Trust me,
forte.
trust me. Fortissimo, fortissimo, fortissimo is going on right now. Listen, I was like, but here's the thing about it. They sound great. They're playing loud. A lot of people like the loud. Sure, a lot of people's socks can be blown off. But here's my thing. I can't tell where the hit always is when you're playing triple forte the whole entire
Yeah,
time. That's why I liked like Relentless from Carolina Crown. Boom, 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 boom.
right.
Like they just hit. It's a hit. I should feel it. But the hit doesn't really sound that much louder in the Blue Coat show. I can still tell where it is, but I have to be really paying attention to say someone like my wife who doesn't know drum corps 100%. She won't catch it.
No.
Isn't the goal to smack you in the face? They
Yeah.
have some low moments, they have some quieter moments, but they need more of them. Or they need to turn it down a little bit and then crank it up when it needs to be cranked. Personally, that's the only thing I have. That personally. But now, leading in the second place, and I'm honestly not trying to be biased towards Boston, but here's the thing. Devil Show, I'm putting it second place Blue Devils. Here's my reasoning. The
Understandable.
the reasoning for it is it does not seem like a Blue Devil show. It does
No.
not. And that's and I think, yeah, sure, they'll probably win because of their name. And I know a lot of people will debate that.
I mean,
But
they're gonna perform it well.
well, and that's what I'm saying. They're gonna perform it well,
They're
and their
the
name gives
freaking
them a
Blue
boost.
Devils. They're the freaking
Yeah,
Blue Devils. That's just what
yeah.
it
Well,
is.
here's what I'm saying. The show design sucks and equivalent to their playing and visual ability. Their visual ability, no problems with it. Their musical ability, no problems with it. Here's my problem with Blue Devil shows recently, is I don't like the themes. Ghostlight was okay, but since Metamorph, they just seem like copy and paste, slash edit. Like it's like that's how it seemed the last couple years. And Metamorph, they're trying to get back to that Metamorph point, but they have not. And I
Right.
think this is them trying to drive away from it, and
Right.
I don't like it. I'd rather have them copy and paste. This show, I like the music. The music selections are great. They sound great. The visual ability, fine. I
Yeah.
have no problems with it. It's just the show as a package. And that's where I draw my line is this is how I place people is as you can see throughout my whole debate just now of all my people so far, I have said stuff about show design. And I know that's not what wins, but this is how I kind of want it to go based off show
That's
design.
how that's kind of how I'm in the same boat there.
It's a lot this year. There's a lot of great show designs, and then there's some show designs with some faults in it. You know what I mean? It seems like some of them were kind of just
Yeah.
arts and crafts together.
Yeah. And
Last year, I think we had a lot more cool shows, but we have some cool ones this year. But it's just, I don't know.
I have a couple shows that I absolutely loved last year from some cores that I absolutely love, but there are some shows this year from those cores that I just do not like.
Yeah, and there's a couple groups we'll name, and we'll dive more into that throughout the season too. And but like Devils,
Then you and obviously so Devils is Devils. And then obviously at first you have Boston just
yeah, I
because
have Boston,
they
and
sound and move well. They do.
here's my thing about the Boston show. Sure, people don't like their uniforms. I like them personally.
I
I
don't
think they
hate
look
them.
nice.
I think it doesn't need the little streamers.
Well, whatever. That uniforms put aside.
Right.
I think they sound amazing.
They sound
Their
really good.
book, their book is pretty clean. And my worry is that they'll peak too early. That's my like main worry, kind of like Crown. But I think everyone has that they'll peak too early.
Do you
Right
think
now,
Boston peaked early last year?
I do not. I think their show going into finals was perfect. Not like a perfect run, but I think they did their best
They were in a
going into
position
that.
they had a chance to win.
Yes, they had a chance to win. They threw it all on the table. Whatever happened, Blue Coats tie with them, whole thing. But that's last year. I'm not even
I'm
thinking.
just
I'm thinking
curious. I
this
want
year.
to know. I want to know that.
And well, I think every show has its like peak, and then I think they're like, okay, we're kind of peaking right now. We need to change some things, and then it accelerates the show. I think that's kind of what people end up doing. That I know some groups in like BOH sometimes make last minute changes. Tarkin's done it
Hmm.
before, but like back to the point. I think Boston will take first. Their show design, Boston's very good at show design.
Hmm.
A lot of their shows are very interesting, very easy to capture. A lot of people understand it.
I like
It's
Goliath.
Moby Dick,
Paradise Lost.
Goliath, David and
Oh,
Goliath.
that
Like,
makes sense. It is Moby Dick. I just
yeah,
put two and two together.
yeah. White
Now that
whale, come on.
that
And
okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was
so if
conceptual. I'm stupid.
come on, now he's like, oh, first Boston, yeah.
Oh, I'm
um,
not saying that. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Boston walks away
um,
with it.
well, and here's my thing. I think another thing kind of driving behind it is, they had a strong season last year, but all top three, top four, Crown had a strong year last year. All of them did. And that's why I've been saying to Mitchell, you could throw a dart on a board right now. But as of right now, well, I know the scores are a little different now, but
Yeah.
the first sets of scores we had from Crown or from Devils in Boston, 77.3 to 77.15. I know it's different judge panels, but for opening shows, that's pretty
I mean,
close.
same sheet.
It's gained some distance now, and Crown's kind of closed in a little bit. But and we don't have a score from Blue Coats yet, I don't think.
Not
Um
until July 5th.
this yeah, I know. They're and that this will be posted on July 5th. So happy 4th of July, by the way. But um keeping to the conversation, I think their show's great. Boston has a lot of very clean moments musically. I think their
Yes.
music ability is gonna be what helps drive the show into a top one, top two, top three scenario, kind of like
Yes.
it did last year. Visually, I think they're marching well. There are some moments from what I saw that obviously need a little bit more cleaning, but that's everyone's show. Um, but I think their show design overall is definitely better than Blue Devils.
Yeah.
Sure, if Devils outplays them and outmarches them, fine. But you
Yeah.
can't tell me that Devil Show is design wise is better than Boston's.
No, I think that
Crowns is also better than Devils,
you
but
know
it
me
just needs some tweaking.
As a Blue Devils appreciator. I told you this before. I'm not sold on this year's show. It
It
seems too
doesn't seem like
abandoned.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem like a Devil Show.
All
That's kind
right.
of like how I am with cadets. It doesn't seem like a cadet show.
All right. So you want me to go through my top 12 now? Or
Yeah, start from the bottom.
so bottom, I have Colts. I
Same as
like the
me.
show. I like the idea. Kind of gives me a little bit of a rear view mirror vibe. Kind of in the same
Okay,
sense of
fair, fair, fair.
I like what they're doing. They're playing a Pat Metheny piece with a trombone solo rap. Their opening hits. Their second piece called Menuano. Love it. I wish they would mic that trombone because as of right now, they're going off of a completely acoustic. I want it to be mic'd. I want it to be mic'd because that player needs to be heard because they
Yeah,
are
make sure
very
the
well.
solo's heard.
I love what they're doing with that. I the uniforms, the mock-ups because I auditioned with them this year. I saw the mock-up. I saw like the sketch of the uniforms. They looked
Hmm.
better in the mock-up than in real, like in the what turned out. I'm not a hater. I just don't necessarily love how they turned out.
Well, and let me preface this: We're not hating on everyone's show. We're just
No,
giving
this
our
is our
honest opinion.
thoughts. So, 11.
It's
Who'd,
hard. I
who'd you
thought
have?
really hard about this list.
Okay, so you had Blue Knights in. I'm just
I had
curious.
Blue Knights.
I'm gonna say Blue Knights too, just because I think the show is really cool and I think there's a lot they can do with it.
They're coming back a lot better
And
musically.
they look better. They move and they sound from what I've heard, they sound better. I heard a lot of people are really happy with what they're doing right now.
Yeah, so I think
Specifically
that's
the
gonna
members.
work in their favor. Yeah.
And then 10th, Troopers.
So
It's
we're bottom three. We're saying who's your first out? 13th. Would it be Crossman like me?
probably gonna be
Probably
Crossman.
Crossman. I don't think Music City Academy or Splanta will be. I mean, I think they'll like creep in, but I don't think they'll take it.
I
Maybe,
don't think they're ready yet.
yeah, maybe next year. We'll see.
You know, I don't hate Spirit's uniforms. The show, eh, it's okay. I don't
Okay.
love it. I like the Music City show idea. Um,
Yeah.
Crossman, I forget what their show is, but their uniforms are cool. I like their uniforms. I haven't seen Music Cities yet. Um, so one of my 10th Troopers kind of picked up. So specifically their drum. I want to talk specifically about their drum line. Their drum
Hmm.
line picked up right where it left off last year.
Oh yeah, most
It
definitely.
it sounds good. They sound very good. Um, but yeah. Okay, cool. So 10, 9. I don't know where to put. I'm gonna say Mandarins. Did you say Mandarins too?
No, I said I put Blue Stars at ninth, and then I put Mandy's at eighth.
I think Blue Stars has a little bit more experience.
I
And
I,
I
I
think
can see where
that's
that's
what's gonna
coming from.
I think that's what's gonna put him over the top.
Hmm.
I think I think that's what's gonna do it for them in terms of comparison between Mandarins and Blue Stars. And then I don't really love the show. I don't love the
Hmm.
first uniforms. I don't think the costumes are like fantastic. I don't like absolutely love either of the costumes, but I like the neon green more. They pop out and it just looks better.
Yeah.
Um, after that, Blue Stars. So what is
So
that?
you
Eight?
just flipped nine and eight. Okay. So
Yes.
your nine and eight is
Oh,
flipped.
7th. I'm gonna say Cavaliers just because of their scores right now.
Okay. So what you're gonna flip cabbies and cadets? It's hard. I know it's hard with the Phantom
Well,
thrown in there too.
I don't know where to say. I don't know what to say about Phantom and Cadets that really differentiates the two. Um, but Cabbies, I'm excited to see how they grow. I like their
Yeah.
uniforms.
I
Legally
think they'll
off the
grow
books.
to be above cadets.
We'll see. I
If
think
cadets
that
change stuff drill wise,
I think they will. I think they will.
we'll see.
I think that brass wise, I'm excited to see where the Cavaliers go. Visual wise, I'm excited to see where the Cavs go. I love their music book because
Hmm.
they sounded a little crass in Muncie. Their first show, whatever. They were loud and it was loud, but it
Yeah.
but some they let it loose a little too much. Um, but I like what they do. I like what they're doing. I like it so much better than last year. I didn't hear any trumpet screamer cracks this time for show. So I already instantly love it better. Um, and no offense to the Cavaliers last year. I just time shows never work.
Time
Time shows
shows.
time shows never work. They never work. And my from what I've seen, they never work. Um, I I'm excited to see what they do. So 6. God, I I don't know what to say about. Phantom and Cadets because I think those two are closer to each other than Cavies and Cadets are. I think that Phantom has a lot going for them. They have the crowd in it this year. It's a very interesting
Oh,
show.
most definitely.
I am part of that crowd. I love what Phantom is doing. Phantom this year is very, very cool. I liked what Phantom was doing last year. I think
Hmm.
since 2021, they've gotten a lot better. Well, since 19, I think after 19, they said, okay, we've got to figure some stuff out. And that involved letting go of Will Pitts as their music writer. That worked wonders for them. No offense, but they just, their book sounds a lot better.
Hmm.
I never really liked Will Pitt's writing, just a personal thing. And I have another hot take about people writing, but it's John. I don't like John Mackey writing. Um, I don't like a lot of John Mackey books. But sorry, off topic. But so we got Phantom there, and then we got Cadets. So
You're putting Cadets on fifth.
for now,
Damn. So you switched all three.
because I think that they have experience being up here, I think their talent pool is a little bit better. I think it's really going to depend for me on the drill. Because after talking with a couple alumni,
That's not. I'm sorry. I have to cut in. That show is not a top five show, Mitchell.
I think the brass is
And
very
I'm trying to have no hate, but there's no way.
I
You're
think
wearing gym shorts, dude.
I know, and
There's
that's
no
gonna dock him.
way.
That's gonna dock him. I just I don't like the Guardian forms.
Their highest is six. I'm saying there's no way.
I could see that, but at the same time, I think that it's really gonna depend on whether they rework their drill, because that drill, after talking with some alumni, we don't like how it's centered on the 50 and above and to the front hash.
There's no movement. You're doing
Last
some
year,
Tarpon. You're doing some Tarpon Revolution remix type junk right there.
dude, they played to the back left corner, like the far back corner last year, and I love it. They took their entire field. They used the entire field. And I have an issue with it this year because they are not using the entire field. The uniforms are the uniforms. You can't really change that at this point unless you really wanted to just completely nuke it. Um, which in that case, go all for it because I would love to see a reworked uniform. But
Yeah, please.
my thing about it is this show, when you think about it, and when the idea is, oh, we want to show like how athletic the core is and whatnot, and yada yada yada. Okay, how do you do that? Run and
Better
gun
drill.
cadets drill. Run and gun cadets drill. Literally a Z
Z
pole.
pole.
Exactly.
I was wearing that shirt earlier, actually. The Z
God
pole
dang
shirt.
it. Like for the love of everything that is holy, for holy name, God, it's just I don't understand what it just seems too much like an indoor show for me. And
Hmm.
the uniforms, I would have much rather preferred just wear the rearview mirror once again.
Yeah,
If between that
honestly.
and that you can move in that, you could do perfectly fine in that. You would do so well with uniforms because I love those uniforms last year. Uniforms last year, perfect, no problems.
Hmm.
The only thing that'd be better is wearing the West Points. But you know what? That's a whole other discussion. Hmm
Just wear West Points instead of those
Dude,
whatever they're wearing right now.
they literally have relegated the West Points to parade uniforms now. It makes me
No.
so sad. It makes me
See,
so
like,
sad.
listen, I know we had a debate, I think, last season about classic, uniforms in comparison to costumes. Go back to the West Points. Last year, I would say, oh, it's fine, whatever. But this
Oh
year,
no, last year's is fine.
hell
I have
no. Go to that West Point because
West Point,
those
get rid of all the ground
uniforms.
choreography, get rid of all the ground choreography, just rewrite the drill, do a lot of fun drill stuff.
Listen,
It's so much
hands
more focused.
down, Crown's uniforms are my favorite. Cadets are on the bottom. I do
Yeah,
not like their uniforms. I
I
think, and I think personally, I know this is going to off put at you. I'm going to put Blue Coats at second for uniforms. I think their uniforms are cool. I think they look nice. It works with the show.
okay, whatever. It works at the show. Still looks like a poncho. All right.
No,
With that,
no, 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 no. If we're gonna talk ponchos, let's talk 2019 Beneath the Surface, okay? They were literally wearing
it
ponchos.
was literally Finn from episode 8.
Ponchos.
Yeah. Uh,
Ponchos.
but yeah. So fifth and sixth, I don't know where to put cadets and Phantom. I'm kind of just leaving that 5A, 5B. Um, so fourth, I'm gonna say Bluecoats.
Blue coats. Okay.
I just
You've already told me why, because you don't like the show.
no. I think the show was lame.
It's yeah. Well, you said that last year too, but they got second with Boston.
Hippie. It's a hippie trend that's just needs to stop.
Mitchell. Mitchell.
No, it needs to stop.
2019. The Blue Coats.
I'm fine with 2019.
21.
Whatever.
Luffy. 22. Rifts and Revelations. 23. The Garden of Love. They're all hippie. That's what they've
I
been
mean,
doing.
yeah, and I
Even
like
even
that.
parts of Jagged Line
Okay, well, Jagged Line was
and
just
Session
actually better.
44.
I
Tiny
love Session 44.
parts.
Okay, yes, but they need to go back to keeping that like little.
Go back to like the mix of jazz. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly.
I
Just
know
like
what you mean.
that's
Like
exactly what
I
I
am
mean.
getting tired of the hippie stuff, but this show's a lot better than last year's, in my opinion.
It's
Just the
better
volume
than last
control.
year's.
That's it.
It's better than last year's, but there's not the bar is so low there for me. I thought Revelations was bad. I thought that was so mid. I don't understand why people
You're,
enjoy
you're,
it.
you're telling me that you don't have this in your nightmares? Bum, ba, 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 ba,
No,
ba, ba, ba,
because I
ba, ba,
blocked
ba,
out
ba,
of my
ba,
head
ba,
because
ba,
it was
ba,
so
ba,
bad.
ba.
It was so bad.
Da,
I
da,
don't
da, da,
get,
da,
I
da.
think it's dumb. I don't I saw a comment that said this is not my comment, but I may or may not agree with these feelings. Someone said the Blue Coast show designers really need to stop smoking crack while designing shows. I may or
It's
may not
messed
agree
up.
with them, but it literally seems like that. It literally seems like, hey, how trippy can we get? The Garden of Love, peace, the Zen, woo. So cool. You did it.
The Blue Coats show this year is gonna
You
cause world peace.
you straight up did it. Blue Coats, Lucy, Rifts and Revelations trip, and then this thing.
Honestly, this is the
No,
funny thing.
it's a
Throw
thing.
no in 2020, you know how Blue Coats didn't have a show. Throw Tarpon's 19 Revolution remix and it would fit.
Literally. Hmm.
It would fit.
And I honestly would probably like it a lot better if it was Tarpon playing. But you know what? All right, so continuing on. This is what I think. This is not what I want to happen. This is what has a better probability of happening. Carolina Crown.
Ooh.
I want it to.
Ooh.
I
He
want it
was
to.
over here saying that's first.
I
That's
think.
first place.
I think it's first. I think it's a first place show. I think if they add some stuff and they clean up their drill, it's a first place show.
Maybe second. Maybe second.
I think it's going to come down to what the judges want to reward more. Do they want to
The
reward
hippie
brass
show.
players?
The hippie show.
No. Do they want to reward a baller show theme and fantastic brass players, or do they want to reward peace, dude?
Peace,
Do they
dude.
want to? Yeah. Do
The
they want
Whale
to?
Show and Peace Dude and JoJo.
I love JoJo's, but so Crown. I love what they're doing. And I have a like 4 different people that I know in Crown this year. It's at least no 5. I lied 5. I know 5 people in Crown this year. That's actually 6 because I know one on admin team. Sorry. Continuing. Our friend Allison. She's on Crown's admin team this year.
Hmm.
She's cool. She's having a good time. I saw them at Muncie. I actually marched with one of their mellophones at Carmel for 3 years. He and I have been friends for a while. Um, but Crown, love what they're doing brass wise. Thematically, perfect. Maybe you need to clean it up. They have Lacrimosa in their show. I think it's one of the most overused pieces, but you'll flip at what I'm about to say. You don't really hear it. You don't really hear it, and it's used in a way that it's not just wow, 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 wow.
It's overused.
It is. It is so overused. Um, but so we got Crown in third. This is gonna be a more hot take. You're gonna flip. A tie for first.
No, no, no. Wait, no. I said that the other day. We were talking about that. I, him and I were talking about this probably like a week or two ago, and
I don't know who to say.
I
I don't
said
know.
as a joke, I was like, but I said it with Crown. I was like, how funny, Crown and Boston, great shows. What if they tie for first? Since we can tie for second now, I could see a Devils and Boston tie. I could, but no, this is where they would do. They won't tie for first. They'll say general effect. That's what they'll do. But they should have done that last year, and that technically would have made Boston third. I think because I think Blue had higher general effect than we did. And I would have rather had that than a
Yeah,
tie. I
then a
hate
tie.
ties.
I hate ties. I
If
mean,
it ties this year, I'm gonna lose my mind.
if I
I don't think they will. I think after last season, they're
my
like,
issue
okay,
with
we can't do that
Devils,
again.
my issue with Devils, it seems too much like a band show, not a drum corps show. Or it seems, and I'm not trying to dog on anyone when I say this, it seems like a lower world class slash open class show. I'm not
Mhm.
trying to dog on someone when I say that. It's just genuinely what it sounds like for me. It seems like visually, perfectly fine. They're doing well. Musically, they're doing well. It is what it is. They're playing Jotaro's theme. I gotta love that. Fantastic. Um, which is fun. But okay, so and then Boston. Boston's just doing the top East Coast core thing because they have the
Moby
talent pool
Dick,
like
baby.
BD.
Moby Dick.
They have the talent pool like BD after last year.
Oh
They
yeah. We're
and
all
Blue.
coming for blood. Like
It's just
True Blue Crusader, baby. Come on.
I emphasis on the blue this year. God. Um. Uh. I don't like the little like streamer things. Like, what does that add?
It's like a water effect, I'm pretty sure. Because it's all
Okay.
white whale, it's water. That's what the blue's symbolizing, I'm
I
pretty sure.
saw when I was watching their run last night, they made like a whale set. That was cool. That was good. They did pretty well. I the guard is the Boston Crusaders guard. That's what it is. The brass is the brass. Question, is Gino still the brass caption head or is he the director now? What's going on with that? Because
He
is
he's he's
Lipman?
brass caption head and assistant core director.
Okay.
To Chris Holland.
Okay, cool.
He took on that additional spot because he was he's like he does a lot for the core.
Yeah. So they might as well just make it official.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I think
cool.
again we have like additional staff, but I mean, all the brass staff at Boston, they all take lead. I mean,
Yeah.
it's um
I I like Boston's show. I don't like it nearly as much as Paradise Lost. I think it's I think Paradise Lost is better.
I think
I,
Paradise Lost would have a I don't want to say that.
I think it'd have a better chance of winning.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think it would most
I
definitely.
think it would have a better chance of winning, but I
I
also think
have
if say they flipped this and did White Whale last year, I don't think we would have that
no.
pull and
Oh
leverage
God,
that we
no.
would go into this year. That's the
Uh-uh.
thing.
That's last year with I think a lot of it last year was carried by the show design, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to knock the performers at all.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying the show design was just nails. I think that the highest they would get with White Whale from last year's performers is fourth place.
I could see that, but that's still the highest Boston's ever gotten. That's the thing.
Right.
So
Exactly. And that's fine. That's cool. That's all good. But I don't think they would have the talent pool they did this year
yeah.
if it was White Whale.
I can see where you're coming from.
I think that I am much more a fan. There are some cores this year where I am. There are some wild cards for me though. Phantom could easily, if they clean the crap out of their show, it would not shock me if they push blue coats. Um,
Push Crown.
no. Crown is top three. Uh, and and then Cadets is a wild card given on if and only if they will get fifth place. If and only if they fix their drill. That is,
And they have plenty of time to do that.
they have plenty of time. Like I heard like in 19, they literally like right after a show, John Bilby, our drill designer, our drill writer, just sends the core just out of the blue, just a here's a new closure drill. Learn it. You're performing it tonight. Because he kind of had enough of I'm tired of seeing this cadet show in 19 get dogged because the drill was bad. So I wrote you some drill. You're performing it tonight. Go crazy. Have fun. Um, but yeah, I think that cadets is a wild card. I think Phantom's the biggest wild card of all. If someone's gonna get knocked out of top four this year, it's gonna be by Phantom or
It's
cadets,
it,
depending depending on what the judges reward.
the
Because
only. I think the only person that would be pushed out is Crown.
I think it's Coates.
I don't see Crown going for third
I see
unless
Crown.
Coates just start to suffer and they don't fix like their musical problems in the show. I don't know.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see.
But I mean,
So,
with that being said,
what shows are you going to this year?
I am going to Indy pre or not prelims, Indy semifinals and finals.
Okay.
Because I will be working that Thursday and working that Friday, but I'm going to drive up after. You can see this all fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to Mason this
Okay.
Wednesday on the 5th, which is the day you guys will see this. I will be going to DCI Centerville and then DCI Canton.
I will be at
It's
Centerville.
yeah, Cincinnati and Canton are the same day. I think you said you're going to Cincinnati, but I'm going to Canton.
Probably.
I think Canton has a better crowd going to
It
it.
does. It's
It's
just a
got
matter
blue, it's
of
got
where I
Boston.
am. It's
Can't
just
beat
where
it.
I am. Yeah.
Well, here's my thing.
I might
Is
also
I
go to
think
Virginia show because it's a 2 hour drive, 2.5 hour drive.
well, here's my thing is if say
Carpool.
Boston in that Canton show, that show is going to be a decider for Indy. I feel like between Boston and Coates, if they are back to back again, I think it's going to be tight.
I
That's
think
going to be a
Boston is
show.
I think Boston's leaps and bounds better than Bluecoats.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just saying, but like, say it closed back into that same situation as last year, where it's Devils, Boston, and Coates. That show is going to be one of the deciders. How do they perform? They're going to be right next to each other. It's just that's kind of it's a big show. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to
Yeah.
say about it.
Yeah.
But
I will also be in Atlanta with my boy
you're
Kevin.
going, yeah, he's going to. I was gonna go to Atlanta, but
Boo.
couldn't get all the days off, so maybe
Boo.
next year. So Midwest premiere. Phantom Regiment. Cabbies did not go to this, correct? This is
No,
the show they
cabbies.
pulled out of.
Yes, because of air
Okay.
quality concerns.
Yeah.
You know what? Keep your
Let's see.
performers safe. I understand, but
Yeah.
sad.
So yeah. Phantom taken first. I mean,
As soon as I heard that
honest-
score, as soon as I heard that, I screamed. I
yeah,
screamed.
well, yeah, me too. I was like,
There's
okay,
no
Phantom's
way. There's
packing
no,
some
no
heat.
shot. All right,
Um,
Phantom's taking the cabbies out. Phantom's taking the blue stars out. We're doing
this
it.
is why this score right here is why I say 10 Knights 12. I know it's really early season. It's just I feel like that's going to be the trend. I think they're going to
Yeah.
be chasing each other, but I think Troopers is going to have that kind of. They're going to be on their horse a little
I
farther.
think Colts is gonna barely sneak in.
Yeah, I think because I think Crossman's going to. I mean, I feel like I don't know. Crossman could sneak in, and Colts could be first out, and they're right back out of finals. But who knows? But I'm excited for that because that means the finals bubble is so much more tense every year now because we have
My thing
really
about
good competition.
my thing about it is the Silk Road had so much more interesting things to me. I
Yeah,
think Silk Road was a lot more of an interesting show. The Colts show this year is a neat concept. I don't really know if I love how they acted on it.
yeah. And so this is DCI Muncie. This is the one
Right?
you were at. Here's
Yes.
my thing, and when I saw these scores, and you were here.
Yeah.
These two right here,
I th- that
that's 2.5 points. That's under 2.5 points apart. And I
yes,
get that's a big gap.
but look at where Phantom's been.
I know, and that's just like think about it. Like that's how far there are from Carolina Crown now. Just think a couple years ago.
Yeah, Crown was like a good
Like,
6 points.
and again,
Yeah,
here's that thing. That's what I'm saying. 10, 11, 12. That's how I'm feeling.
it's point
It's
six
that.
five in between.
I mean, it's just. I know it's two
They
shows
cut
in.
the
We have a lot
gap,
of
but you know,
Yeah, we have a lot of show to gain, but oh well, you know how drum corps is. It just gets closer, closer, closer. Maybe a switch. Oh, maybe right back, a little farther apart, a little close. It's all over. You never know.
Phantom
Um,
Phantom is killing it though. There's the bottom line.
yeah, and then you got Cavies and Blue Stars pretty close, and
And
that's where I am agreeing with like the Cavi scores, but I feel like they'll creep in the top six. That's my guts telling me it might happen,
it might
but
happen. I don't think it will.
we'll we'll agree to disagree.
It's really gonna depend on how well Cadets fixes their drill.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they don't fix their drill,
Blue Devils B.
bro, and BDC. The show for Blue Devils C, if I remember correctly, is called Blue Devils Safari.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's a safari.
um,
Oh,
Devils popping the
clip.
7-7.
There's a clip I want to. It's from the Blue Devils Family Day. It's
If
an
I don't
encore.
got access to it, it ain't happening.
It's an encore tune. Let me see if it's on. I think it's on their Instagram. Let me look. Um, let's see the Blue Devils. Let's
Nothing
see.
too exciting at this show.
Where is it?
Drums on parade. Oh, Troopers and Colts again. Telling you. And
Yeah, point four.
Scouts are trailing behind.
Yeah, the gap widened there.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Just gotta briefly go through the beam pot. Hmm.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, not shock.
What happened here?
3 point.
Remember how was it last season, Mitchell, where you were like, "Oh,
I
cadets
was
in Boston, they're be plus this year," and then we just like 4 pointed you in one show.
I was
Oh wow!
I was very pissed. Where is it? Is it on YouTube? Because I really want to know because they
we'll
have an
we'll do
encore.
that in that giant that
Yes.
2 week episode where we have to.
Long story short, they play When a Man Loves a Woman for an encore
Yeah.
tune this year. One of my
Um.
favorite drum corps pieces ever.
And again, may I point out, this is July 1st. I get obviously the points. The points have changed, but
3.4, yeah.
yeah, point 1577, and then
And then 77 points.
Devil, and yeah, 77.3. Again, different
Yeah.
judge panels, different coasts. I get it, but like, still, I
Same
mean,
sheet.
it's exactly same sheet. So, um,
This was yesterday or the second. Yeah, I guess
the
3 days
second,
ago.
no, it's yesterday. For us, it's the third today. For us, sorry. Now Blue Devils, that's when they widen the lead.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Mandarins,
there
they
was
popped up
yeah.
another 2 points. Academy and Crest are closing in together there.
I guess the
BDP.
Academy. Wait, where was Where was Colts last night?
Last night on the second
Yes.
here
Oh,
in
I thought
Illinois.
they were. I no. I mean, score wise, I thought that they were. I thought the Academy was close to the Colts.
Oh no.
I wish. I wish. I wish.
um, and this one, Crown
77.95.
boosted
They what?
boosted their score quite a bit because their first score was what
I
75
didn't.
flat.
I didn't see. Yeah, something like yeah. I didn't see. I didn't see that run last night. Um,
So
Phantom doing the Phantom thing, and they're close to
Phantom,
Cadets.
I mean, about 2 full points above. I
Well,
mean,
that is exactly why I think that is wrong. Why I think your prediction is wrong.
well, and if my prediction's wrong, the only thing I would need to flip is Cadets over Cabbies. And Cadets would be sixth and Cabbies would be seventh, and
Well,
Phantom
Phantom
would still be fifth.
Cadets is ahead of Phantom right now.
I I still feel like Phantom is going to overtake them. Their show's
I could see
so
it.
much
I
better
could
than
see it.
Cadets.
I could see.
Eh,
I could see it.
Again, what I prefaced when I said
Yeah.
my predictions, did I not? That I prefaced this is based off show design for me as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I don't love the Colt. I don't
And if
love
I
Cadet.
was going full show design, ooh, Cadets wouldn't even be in finals.
No.
Mm-mm. That is not a final show for me. Which one? I just did the Cali one, right?
Yeah.
Which one?
You did Cavalcade of Brass, so now it's
Okay.
DCI East Coast. Yeah.
Whoop whoop. Huh.
And then we have about a point lead on Phantom right now.
So, and then we also have shows going on tonight,
Do we?
right? Yeah, we have Drums Across
Oh.
the Desert, the Rotary Music Festival.
Who's at the Rotary Music Festival?
Well, we're gonna check both.
Yeah.
So we got Mandy's,
Mandarin's
Devil's Academy,
Academy. Oh,
um, and then at Rotary Music we got Colt Cadets, Madison Scouts, Troopers, Cavaliers, Blue Stars, Fan. This is gonna be a nice mashup right here.
it's back to back to back.
That's what I'm saying. Those three. And again, this is happening right now. So today is July 3rd, but by the time we're done recording, we won't even be anywhere close to this because it is currently 8:22. So we're not going to be recording this long. So these
No.
scores we'll cover on that episode in 2 weeks, and we'll have plenty of scores to cover because we'll be recording on the 18th. So just to preface,
Yeah.
we'll have 1, 2, 3 that I'm going to that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30. We'll have 30 shows worth of scores to go through. This is what happens when Mitchell goes on vacation.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, on the 18th, though, well, we won't get to it because that'll be on the following episode. But on the 17th,
Oh, DCI Broken Arrows on the 18th.
yeah, well, the day
That's a
we're
big show.
recording will be basically, the Texas tour week and such. Because then
Oh
we
my,
have Texas
that
tour.
is, and then that next week we have Atlanta.
Yeah. Dang. We have a lot of shows. A
Yeah?
lot of shows we'll have to cover. Thanks, Mitchell.
I'm so sorry.
Here, let's see. Let's listen to Blue Coats. You hear it? Look at these comments.
Hark and bark. Hark and bark.
Oh, don't even. Not like Marvel doesn't. Whatever. Yeah.
Hark and bark.
Their visual technique is great. They're moving. Ooh, that's actually good. That was one of my favorite parts when I listened to their show for the first time. That was crisp. Can't even say. He's a hater. He's a hater, y'all.
No, fire the costume designer. You are completely factual.
Oh, whatever. Let's listen to some Blue Devils. Again, they sound great. I have nothing against their sound quality. But their show design on the field looks boring too. Am I wrong? Like, it seemed plain. Again, I got nothing against their sound visual. It's just that show design. I can't.
Yeah. What about the Colts?
We'll do both.
Ooh.
See, this is one of the sections you can see visually where some of the lines aren't lined up.
Yeah. They gotta clean that.
Yeah, that's what I've only like 3 or 4 lines I saw where they're playing on video lock in. That's about it. They sound great while they're doing it though. That's the thing. Heck yeah. Where's the Colts one? Right down here.
I like this part.
I like their uniforms. I like the color of them. See, I like their show. I just don't think it's gonna push above. Last year's show was a lot better. And here's my thing. And also, I didn't preface this. All these videos we're getting off of this DCI Photos Instagram. Go follow them if you're not. Just that's where we're getting them. Because they post clips.
Listen to that one.
You mean a uniform track team over here? Like
Holy Name Track Team, baby. That's the name of our video.
Again, they sound good. It's just I can't. What? Like you look like you're at rehearsal. Looks like they're doing a full run through. Like where's my marching?
The uniforms look like an endorsement for Under Armour.
Again, if
Rumcore
I feel
uniforms
like
are looking more like Pokemon trainer outfits, and I'm loving it. Is one of the comments.
here's the thing. Here's my thing about that though. If they fix the drill, they can definitely get 6th. I think Phantom will still take 5th, but not by much. I think it's going to be very tight.
I think Phantom and Cadets are going to be the closest.
Yes, I think Phantom's going to take it by a slight margin as long as Cadets fixes it. But if they don't, I see them dropping below Cabbies in 7th.
That's
again. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Let's for giggles. Let's listen to Mandrins.
If
I haven't seen them
wrong,
yet.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Right.
But again, I'm doing this based off show design too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Everyone knows I like a full package on a show. Everything needs to be concise. I like the full show together.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I said that show would be 8th to Blue Stars 9th, right?
I think so, yeah.
I can see kind of where like they could get 9th and Blue Stars take it over. I think that's also going to be a pretty close matchup, though. I think it just depends on how they perform all 3 nights. You know, I think it's just whoever performs.
And, we
the
gotta
best.
keep it. We gotta keep in mind, like these cores, they have a budget too.
That
So,
and we also have a lot of moving room. This is early season production, like
yeah.
predictions. Like this is our first DCI episode.
You know
These
what?
are
One
our
of the just
predictions.
just for giggles, let's listen to the Crown one just because I love the
This
Crown one.
is this is after like the first week of performances. This
Right.
is kind of what we're feeling. Halfway through the season, we may do another list.
Yeah.
And now we have like 20 scores each. We can kind of like go over it. Like that week we come back after the skip week next week,
Yeah.
we might do it again and just kind of
Yeah.
see where we're sitting, see what we're changing, see if anyone busted in the finals that we didn't have before. But we have the same top 12. We just have some slight different ordering. Um,
I
so it's
think
just
that
like,
you could interchange Crossman and Blue Knights though. I really think you could.
yeah, it just depends. It just depends on
I think you could just A and B and just
whoever does better in semifinals. It's just um but again, I think a lot of them are going to be very close matchups this year.
oh
I
yeah.
think we're gonna have like chunks. It's not gonna be like everyone's close. I think top four will be close. I think 5, 6, 7 will be close. I think 8, 9 will be close. I think 10, 11, 12, 13 will be kind of close. I think there's a bunch of groups. So it is like, if I'm wrong on like again, I doubt I'm 100% right. He's probably not 100% right too. I mean, it's just guess. It's the first 4 or 5 days of tour, like it, and 4, 5, 6 days of tour. So we're just trying to gauge it. Who knows?
Yeah.
One of us could be 90% correct, and that's kind of like, oh, cool. But I guarantee you, there's gonna be some crazy thing that happens this year, just like last year, that we didn't even expect to happen.
Give me Phantom in first.
Yeah, Phantom's gonna take first, Cavies
Give
in
me Phantom in
second.
first. I
Like
will
Boston's
scream
gonna
if
be
Cavaliers
12th.
get second. That doesn't need to happen. That's a bunch of
like
crap, and you know it.
I mean, again, like it's just all for fun. We're just trying to see. We have slightly different things, so when we come back together after 30 other show scores we have to go over,
God.
we can decide if we want to redo our finals list or not in placements. But let's
Because
see.
we'll see Crossman and
It's
Blue Knights perform.
it's blank. This is my big thing. There
It's
better be
gonna
something
change.
coming in. Like I don't like it. And I like their uniforms. The music, I can't get behind the music with the visual design.
When I think about it more and more, I like the Colts music book. It's just I don't know if it has enough in the tank to improve. Like look and see, like it doesn't like
Sound great though.
it's it wonder I wonder what it's a crazy wonder what a good music book will do for you.
Well, this is my thing. I think like cadets sound great, cavies sound great, but I think it's gonna ultimately be close for music. I think cavies and cadets sound pretty good right now. I think they're pretty on par with each other. I
I'll
think
say it.
Phantom's slightly above them.
I think Cadets is a top 5 music book.
And I can see the music book, but show design and overall package, no.
Musically, if you're judging based on music, they were top 5, maybe top 4.
I wouldn't
Actually, no,
push the top four.
I'll say top 4. You know what? I'll say top 4.
No. Who?
FTB.
Who's getting out of it?
Oh, you know who?
Oh, the Bluecoats who are
You know
playing twice
who?
as loud as them and have a
Yeah.
more complex and better sounding book than them.
Loud, loud, loud?
Not like everyone else doesn't do it. Carolina Crown.
No. Okay, well, Crown does it
Like,
better. Crown does it so
yeah.
much better.
And Bluecoats is trying to find that music niche. I mean, it's
Go back to the jazz. That's the niche. That's the simple answer for everything. Go back to the jazz.
it's the
The
Arizona
jazz
Toucan.
look like crap in the uniforms. It just looks weird.
Come on, man.
I loved it.
I love their uniforms. Oh, this is one thing I had to say about the Phantom show when I first saw it. This is my negative to it.
Hmm.
And I said this to Ashley, my wife. I really wish they didn't do a company front. Not yet. I wish they added it later.
Yeah, that would just boost it immediately.
That's my thing, is I think that may cause them to peak early, which would creep cadets and cavies up. And that's exact. I said, no, make it
They
something
did.
else for now, and then add it near finals and boost your score. Like, but now your first show out, we see it. Now
Yeah.
we have to expect it to be more and more. Here's the thing about peaking early. If you already have something really clean, how are you going to clean it more?
How are you gonna
Besides
add
for
to it? Yeah,
perfect. Exactly.
you
And when you
can't.
add a company front like that, a company front is an effect. It is a standing ovation if you do it correctly. And they're doing a great job at it. It's just, why'd you add it now? Add it later. Later. Like at a turning point in the season. But like one of the shows building up to indies when you want to add it.
Add it like Allentown.
Yeah, Allentown would be a great place to add it.
It's the
Atlanta,
last big.
even. I mean,
It's the
it's
last big
just,
show before Indy. Yeah. Holtz isn't going to be in Atlanta this year, which is weird.
I know. I heard about that.
I don't know. I saw it. I was like sitting in the stands at Muncie. I saw someone's like
Wait a minute.
war shirt, and I looked.
So, see that uniform?
Holy crap! It's like it's a good uniform.
I know. You just see how that's kind of like a
Yeah,
tracksuit?
it's Sydney. Yeah, that
Well,
works,
why didn't they just do that for this show too? You're over
dude.
here in exercise gear, you might as well, right?
I literally. Mm,
It's crazy. It's like
it drives me nuts.
it's like
It's so. It doesn't need to be like that. Just go back to the rear view mirror stuff. It's that simple. Just go back to the West Point. Don't do all the body on the ground. Just march the good drill. It's that
they should just
simple.
they should go back to the uniform from last year. I
Literally
think
go
it
back.
would work a lot better with the show. Sure, it'd be reused, but it's
I don't
better than their
care.
current one.
I don't care. You think I care? You
If
think I
they
care?
go say that, for example, they realize the uniform is a handicap and they go back to the rearview mirror or even West Points, I'll put them at fifth.
They can't go back to the West Points because of the body.
Get a looser West Point. Oh wait, the rearview ones. What? Crazy.
I know, my brother. That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
It's
Like I would immediately
simple,
put
dude.
them at fifth or sixth if they
I would
had
put
a
him at.
different uniform.
I'd put him at fifth, pushing fourth.
The reason they want I'm telling you, there's no one else pushing in the fourth.
Phantom.
No, there's no
Phantom.
one pushing in the fourth.
It's happening.
Those top four are locked in, I'm telling you. If they do, I'm jumping off a bridge. Like there's no way. Like,
Oh,
oh,
the day that I
everyone's tying
Phantom
for
beat.
first place.
Imagine. So first, the Phantom Regiment makes a noise by beating the Cavaliers last year for the first time in a while, and now they come out ready for murder with killing the Blue Stars. They take out cadets and they take out Bluecoats.
They're not taking out blue coats. That's what
Get
I'm
them,
saying. It's
boy.
like I feel
Get them,
like
boy.
no one's pushing. No one's pushing up. I'm telling you. It's not happening. And if it does, then someone's show just needs to really, really suffer and peak way too early. And they don't change anything.
Blue.
It won't be blue coats. They always add changes. Blue coats always gains points.
I
because
know
they
they do.
change things
I
and
know
they
they
have
do.
things to
I
make
know.
better.
I know.
Like, I hate to say it, the costume change last year, they added it. Sure, it had no effect in my eyes, but they
Oh,
still
it
did
brought
it.
effect to no, I saw that and I was like, what? Why? Why does that matter?
And if you're sitting in at the angle we were, we see them changing. It's like
Right.
go
At
back
least
to the
the
jagged
cadets,
line
at
where
least
everyone was
it's just
hidden and can
unzip.
change.
Dude, at least just unzip the jacket, put the jacket off, then you're good with the cadets. Like last year. You just unzip the jacket, take off jacket. Looks cool. Put it over your shoulder. Cool.
Telling you. There's some changes I think almost everyone needs to make.
Mm-hmm.
Devils get a better show theme. Just saying, I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't like their show theme,
I don't
and
either.
it's just not a devil show.
It's not
I
at all.
like I like Dreams and Nighthawks more than I like this show,
Yeah, you do.
and that's saying something
Fantastic.
for me
It's a
because I
beautiful
do not
it's
like
a
Dreams and
beautiful show.
Nighthawks.
It's a beautiful show.
Not
It is.
every almost
I was
everyone else in
weird.
2018 had like a better show than that. Session 44, a
Before
Babylon,
was fire. Babylon was
Beast,
Beast was cool.
SOS.
That's
No
all.
one like all you.
Unity Project was an interesting show. What did Blue Knights do in 18?
I'm honestly not 100% sure.
Blue Stars was the Carpenter show.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Blue Star. No, no, no. Dreams and the Hawks was exponentially better than Blue Stars show.
No, better. Blue Stars is better.
Cap.
Their show their show theme was
I'm
definitely
calling
better.
Cap. I'm calling Cap right freaking
On a
now.
Carpenter show, at least I knew what it was.
It's a painting. It's a
No one
painting.
cares
It's
about your
cool.
painting.
It says
Everyone else had a
painting in the
cooler show theme.
1920s.
Telling you.
Man, that's unfortunate.
This guy's a joke, guys. Come on.
Oh, incorrect. Incorrect. Incorrect.
Get behind me over here.
No. No.
I'm gonna backhand you with the conquest shots, okay? Next time I
Oh,
see you,
man.
wherever that is, Centerville, whatever,
Yeah.
happening.
Let's see. All right.
Regardless, what do you think? Comment your top 12 and see how similar it is to ours. I've seen a lot of people have the same rep we do. The only other person I can see slipping in is Crossman. But that's the only other person as of right now. Unless,
Unless
Blue Knights and Academy and Splana impress me with some scores.
if
Um,
Spirit just comes out firing.
Spirit comes out, pops a 75. Like, oh.
Bruh.
It's going to hit the fan.
Uh that is gonna be a long night for me.
Splanta heading for top 5, top 4, top 3,
Taking
top
out the
2.
Bluecoats? Taking out the Bluecoats, tying with Boston for second?
Well, and this is the
Oh,
thing is
that'd be
I
fun.
really hope they do not have a tie
No.
for first, because then
That's
think about
lame.
what happened last year.
That's
Tie
lame.
for or first, tie for second. There's no third place. At least
Yeah.
just move everybody up, like, or at least just give Crown the bronze medal. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna tie somebody for first, though, oh, is there no second place? So what if it's Devil? No. Let's put this in perspective. So what if it's Carolina Crown and Boston who tie for first? Just a theory, and then Devils is third place, not second, third place.
El Bozo.
How mad do you think everyone would be?
Oh,
Because
I'd
it's
be pissed.
Devils. Because it's
Oh,
Devils.
oh, the world would blow up with nuclear
Exactly.
warfare. There'd be nuclear warfare. That'd
They'll
be
move everybody up then, but if it's anybody else, oh no, they'll sit at third. Just like they
yeah.
did the Crown last year. Oh, you'll sit at fourth. Just move them all up.
Yeah.
Sure, the core first out of finals then becomes 12th, but didn't get to perform. But sorry,
That's an El Bozo moment.
sorry. Blame the judges on that one for tying a show that no one should ever tie because not every there's no shows that score the exact same. Maybe
No,
from
Rest of
different
Revelation
years,
shows dog water.
but you can't tell me the same night those scores scored the exact same. I will still go on about that. And I swear, if they do it to first place at some point, I've lost all my faith.
Yeah.
They just don't want anyone besides for Devils to win that bad that they'll tie someone for first. Only acceptable year is if just like a bunch of shows in 2014 or 15 tied. There's so many good shows those years. But
Yeah.
besides for that, thank you for tuning in with us today and let us know below all your DCI predictions as we go through the season. Again, we're going to be taking a little hibernation, which kind of sucks because then we're going to have 30 scores to go through. A whole new list of finals predictions, probably, because that's going to be halfway through the season at that point. And 30 sets of scores to go through, all thanks to this bozo going to Hawaii. But meanwhile, just kick back and hopefully you guys enjoyed your 4th of July. I'm gonna be in DCI Mason when you guys are watching this. I think Boston's gonna be there. And Coates? Is Coates gonna be there too? Ooh,
Is that streamed? It better be streamed.
I am not sure. Let me check.
If it's not streamed, I'm gonna scream.
Let's
There's no way they don't
see.
stream that. There's no way, right? There's no way they
Well,
don't
I
stream.
don't think there was another thing that wasn't streamed recently. I'm pretty sure.
It was Cadets in Boston's first night.
Yeah, we got. Oh, oh,
Is Crown
oh!
there too?
Mason's gonna be heated, dude.
Is Crown there
I
too?
didn't even. Yeah, Crown's there too. I don't remember Crown being on the list. Oh
Yeah,
God,
Crown's
this
there,
is
yeah.
Wednesday. I'm gonna be tensed up in my seat because that's gonna be like, will that be the first show Crown in Boston and Coates are all together? Well, that
Yup.
would be Coates' first judge show, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
I'm really hoping Crown just absolutely mollywops them and puts them in their place early season.
no, it won't happen. That I don't know. I don't want to go now. Oh, I don't want to see it because then I'm gonna be like all pissy the ride home. Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
be all.
if Boston doesn't beat Crown,
I'd be fine with Coates win, but like, because that's like almost a given. I feel like Coates are gonna get it because of their hippie show.
it's
Yeah,
stupid.
Saints, Tradition, Music City, Troopers. Oh, Troopers will be there. Cool. Crown, Boston, and Coates. And they're all back to back. It goes Crown 8:55, Boston at 9:12, and then Coates at 9:29.
That's crazy. Is it streamed?
Uh where does it say that? Where would it say that, Mitchell?
It would say that on the schedule. Let me check.
Aha, it says watch live, yes.
Awesome. Good. I can watch it. Yay.
Oh no, that's gonna I mean, yeah, me and like Ashley's like our friends that march in Cincinnati Tradition, they bought our tickets, so we're all going together as like a little group.
Oh, that's neat.
Um so I'm telling them I'm gonna be tense.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me. I'm a deck somebody. Like, don't mess with me. Hey, at least I can get my Boston merch early this year. I didn't get to see Boston last year until Indy, like in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to buy this hat until in person, until Indy last year. But now, because last year Coates was there, so I got some Coates stuff, whatever. Um,
Yeah. No,
but I
thank
actually
you.
can get some. I can get some Boston stuff early season, so I can actually have it to go to Indy instead of wearing all my old Boston stuff.
Right.
Hopefully, there's some cooler stuff. But okay, we can rant all day about this stuff. So thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in, and we'll catch y'all in 2 weeks. Make sure to stay up to date, keep your predictions up to date, and follow along on this journey with us. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.